Hello and welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes and this is my podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who checked out the last episode. If you're one of those people, I hope you enjoyed the conversation and thanks so much for coming back. But for everyone out there who's new to the show, welcome. Feel free to make yourselves at home. And as always, there's beer, soda, water, coffee in the fridge. Cheers to everyone out there on the internet.
So when you met me, I was on the campaign trail for an elected official position. District judge sounds fancier than what it actually is. So I'm a magisterial district judge, right? So this is kind of like the lower level judge, but it kind of handles the more I don't want to say important things, but very direct things related to your community and your neighbors. Like if your dog bit my dog, you'd be coming to presumably me if I get elected fully in November, right?
Okay.
So this is really important stuff, but important only to the people who are coming in there. No one else knows about these things they're coming in for. So it's like driver's licenses. If someone's getting evicted, someone's dog bit someone else's dog. If a tree fell on somebody's car, like they come to see your district judge.
So did you happen to find out about this position through an unfortunate circumstance of your own, where maybe you met somebody in this position? You're like, this is a job. I want to do this. How did you find out about this? What made you want to do it?
It is a random position, right? It seems really random.
Sure.
So I think everybody finds out about this position through some sort of unfortunate circumstance, right? Like this is not something that you're growing up saying like, I want to be a district judge. That sounds so fun. Let's mediate a dog situation like that. That's not something that people do, right? Like, so for me, it was when I was younger, and it's no secret to anybody. I kind of had a different lifestyle when I was younger. My dad's like really blue collar. My mom was struggling with like mental illness. So our house was kind of a loving house, an awesome house. I wouldn't change anything, but it was a dysfunctional house. Like it just was. So when I first ran into the district judge position or understood the role, at least a little bit, it was when I wasn't going to school. And I wasn't going to school for a lot of different reasons. But when you don't go to school for truancy, you go see this district judge, and it depends on who you get. What type of results you get. And in my case, when I went to see the district judge, it was more of a open and shut type thing. It was like hey, how you doing? Why aren't you going to school? Okay, I'm not going to find your dad. I could, but let's just suspend your license, right now. You don't even have it yet. You're like, you're like 14 and let's just go for it. Let's just suspend your license. And that's when I first met a district judge and understood like, whoa, there's real consequences for stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, at the time, I didn't even understand or care because we were like, to me, we were poor. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be driving and I'm not going to get a car anyway. So go ahead, bucko, suspend my license. That was my introduction to it. But over the years, I've matured and realized how important this position was.
Absolutely. So you decide that, this is something that you want to do with your time. I imagine at this point, it's something that you want to do with free time because you probably have a crazy life outside of all of this, right? So outside of the district judge life, who is Jehosha Wright?
Yeah, it's funny, man. I always say that like I'm living my B life. If that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like anybody who's not in the arts, not in entertainment, not in some sort of creative form of living, fully creative, because I can get creative with the magisterial stuff, the district judge stuff, but that's more of I need to do this for the community type thing. And that's why I call it my B life, because it's not something that I'm like, I want to be district judge. I love this idea. Like, no, I need to do that. I have the capacity to do it, so I need to do it. So I always think my A life is more along the lines of arts and entertaining and things like that. I really think I was destined for that. But the way the world's set up, it led me to there. So yeah, man, I don't know if I'm answering your question correctly, but I'm into a lot of different stuff. I play a lot of video games. I used to sculpt. So I made some pretty okay sculptures.
That's cool.
If this was a Renaissance, I'd probably be like a rock star sculptor. Like I'd probably be like like a dignitary, you know?
Cool, yeah. So, whenever we first met, I think we hit it off because for some reason we started talking about music.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I feel like we talked more about music and art than, any sort of political or judicial sort of conversation that maybe you tend to have with people, when you're out and about and introducing yourselves to people. What are those conversations like typically when you're introducing yourself to people?
You mean like on the campaign trail?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to talk about that. Like nobody's like waking up and saying, I wish this Magisterial District Judge candidate knocks on my door so we can talk for 5 minutes. Nobody cares. The most useful thing I found when talking to people on the campaign trail, and a friend had to like smack me upside the head and remind me this because sometimes I get in a cerebral mode and it's like, well, I'm running for district judge. I have to explain this. I have to do this. I have to have an elevator pitch, 30 seconds, 4 minutes, whatever length it is. I have to do it and be cerebral about it and get them the information when really nobody cares. Like there's a few, like if there's a percentage, right? There was a pie chart. The percentage of people who care about what I'm knocking on their door about is like 20. And that's rough. So the conversations typically go like, I am trying to meet people, like actually meet the person the best way I can.
Yeah.
So how do I get them to talk about themselves so I can actually talk like a normal person with them and not some random dude on their door?
Yeah.
So all the conversations go me searching for a commonality or just regularness. Can I get it to be regular? And also while not relinquishing my perception of being competent. So you can't be too cool.
Yeah.
Because then you'd seem like, oh, well, I wouldn't want this guy to be my judge.
I understand, so